Hello. Today I'm excited to share some cool, interesting, and downright mind-blowing facts with you today. Hiram Percy Maxim, a prolific inventor, is credited with developing both the first automobile muffler and the first commercially viable gun silencer. His work in noise reduction earned him the nickname Dr. Shush. Did you know those spiky things on cacti aren't actually thorns? The leaves of cacti have evolved into structures called spines or glochids. These modifications are adaptations to the arid environments where cacti grow. By reducing the surface area exposed to the sun, they minimize water loss through evaporation. Plus, they're great at keeping animals away. Now, this is wild. You can drive just about 85 miles or 137 kilometers from the hottest, driest spot in the U.S. Death Valley to the tallest mountain in the lower 48, Mount Whitney. It's crazy to think you can go from the lowest point to the highest in such a short distance. Switching gears, aluminum is one of the most recycled materials on the planet. Around 75% of all aluminum ever produced is still being used today. That's some serious sustainability. Here's a little-known fact. Trinitrotoluene, or TNT, was discovered way back in 1863 and was used as a yellow dye before anyone knew it was explosive. It wasn't until 1891 that its true explosive power was recognized. Here's a glamorous fact. The iconic Chanel No. 5 perfume was released on May 5th, 1921, fitting for the 5th month of the year. Let's talk about volcanoes. Mount Erebus, located on Ross Island in Antarctica, is the southernmost active volcano on Earth. It's famous for its unique volcanic activity, including a persistent lava lake. Snowflakes typically fall at an average speed of around 1.5 miles per hour or 2.4 kilometers per hour. This means it can take about an hour for a snowflake to reach the ground. Of course, this can vary depending on factors like the size of the snowflake, air currents, and temperature. Ever wondered where the Canary Islands got their name? This Spanish archipelago, located off the coast of Africa, got their name from the Latin word canis, meaning dog. This is because the islands were once known for their large dog population. The name Canary Islands is a direct translation of the Latin phrase Insulae Canariae, which means islands of the dogs. Here's a fascinating bit about genetics. Red-green color blindness is a sex-linked recessive trait on the X chromosome. Since men have only one X chromosome, they're more likely to be colorblind if they inherit the mutated gene. Women, on the other hand, would need to inherit the mutation on both of their X chromosomes to be colorblind. Now, a sobering fact. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, logging workers had the deadliest job in 2021. That's a tough, dangerous line of work. The RMS in RMS Titanic stands for Royal Mail Ship. As a mail ship, the Titanic was contracted by the British Royal Mail to transport mail between Southampton, England, and New York City. Orange cheddar cheese is typically dyed using annatto, a natural food coloring derived from the seeds of the annatto tree. Annatto is a popular choice for coloring cheese because it is non-toxic, has a mild flavor, and can produce a variety of colors, including orange. Golf courses have sand traps because the game traces its roots back to Scotland, where it was first played on natural, rugged coastal landscapes known as linksland. These areas were sandy by nature, with wind creating natural depressions in the ground. These hollows, filled with sand, became the inspiration for the sand traps or bunkers we see on modern golf courses. The rough, windswept terrain of the original links courses in Scotland shaped the game, making sand traps a challenging feature that has been carried forward into today's course designs. Oak trees have a fascinating phenomenon called masting or mast seeding. In certain years, oak trees in the same region will simultaneously produce an unusually large number of acorns. It's like the trees synchronize their efforts to flood the area with acorns all at once. This happens for a few reasons. One idea is that it overwhelms the animals that eat acorns like squirrels, deer, and birds. In a mast year, there are so many acorns that these animals can't possibly eat them all, ensuring that some acorns get to sprout into new oak trees. But the twist is that if oak trees do masting many times, it would disrupt the ecosystem. How do they know when to do it? Scientists have explored several theories, but most likely it's due to environmental cues or even hormonal signaling between them. Mary Edwards Walker is the only woman to receive the Medal of Honor, the highest award for military valor in the United States. She was recognized for her bravery and service as a surgeon during the Civil War. Camels have a unique nasal structure that helps them conserve water in arid environments. The narrow, winding passages inside their nostrils are lined with mucus that absorbs moisture from the exhaled air, preventing the camel from losing too much water through respiration. Lake Nicaragua is a unique freshwater lake that harbors both sharks and other oceanic animal life. This unusual ecosystem is a result of a volcanic eruption that created a land bridge separating the lake from the ocean. Despite being cut off from the sea, the lake has retained its marine inhabitants, making it a fascinating natural phenomenon. Ostrich eggs are the largest eggs laid by any bird, but they are also the smallest eggs relative to the size of the adult bird. The average lifespan of an American dollar bill is approximately 18 months. Flounders have the ability to change color to camouflage themselves in their surroundings. This adaptation helps them avoid predators and ambush prey. You might want to clean your desk after hearing this. An average office desk has 400 times more bacteria than a toilet seat. And interestingly, men tend to have 3 to 4 times more bacteria on their desks and gadgets compared to women. Central Park in New York City is significantly larger than the entire country of Mónaco. Central Park measures 843 acres, while Mónaco is just under 500 acres. The lobo guará, or maned wolf, is a fascinating canine-like creature that has long captured the imagination of people living in South America, particularly Brazil. Despite its name, it is neither a wolf nor a fox, nor is it even in the same genus as these animals. He is the only species in its genus, Chrysocyon. One of his most striking features of the lobo guará is its long legs. These legs are an adaptation to its habitat, which is often grasslands and open forests. The long legs allow it to see over tall grasses and spot prey from a distance. Because of its unusual appearance and nocturnal habits, the lobo guará has been the subject of many legends and myths in Brazil. We can see why. There's a theory floating around that male athletes, especially those who engage in high-intensity sports, might be more likely to have daughters. Sounds like something out of a science fiction story, right? But some studies suggest there might be a grain of truth to this. Let's try to explain what some scientists are suggesting. High-intensity workouts can lead to heat stress, which might also influence sperm-sex ratio. Jokingly, some say it's a case of hot balls. Another approach states that high-intensity sports can lead to higher levels of stress hormones, like cortisol, which can lower testosterone levels temporarily, and lower testosterone might be linked to an increased likelihood of having female offspring. It's a fascinating glimpse into how our bodies might work, but like many things in science, it's still under investigation. Did you know that winning a bronze medal can actually be better than winning a silver one? Yeah, I know it sounds crazy to say that coming in third place is better than second, but hear me out. The answer lies in psychology, specifically something called counterfactual thinking. It's basically when we evaluate an outcome based on what could have happened instead of what actually did. An athlete who wins bronze is more likely to compare their medal to not winning anything at all. On the other hand, a silver medalist is more likely to think, "Man, I was so close to gold." The result? Bronze medalists, on average, report feeling happier and more fulfilled than silver medalists. Kangaroos have a unique adaptation that allows them to conserve energy while hopping. The faster they hop, the less energy they expend. This is due to their powerful calves and tendons, which act like springs, storing and releasing energy with each hop. This efficient hopping mechanism enables kangaroos to travel long distances across the Australian landscape. Japanese macaques, also known as snow monkeys, are the northernmost non-human primates on Earth. They're well adapted to cold climates and love hanging out in hot springs to stay warm. Pangolins are the only mammals that are completely covered in scales. These scales are made of keratin, the same material as human hair and nails. When threatened, pangolins can curl up into a tight ball using their scales as a protective shield. This ability makes them difficult for predators to attack. Antarctica is the only continent on Earth that is not claimed by any country. It is governed by the Antarctic Treaty, which was signed in 1959 and came into force in 1961. This treaty establishes Antarctica as a continent dedicated to peaceful scientific research and cooperation. Astronauts in long-term microgravity experience significant bone loss. In space, their bones lose 2.5% of their density each month due to a lack of the gravitational forces present on Earth. Minerals from the bones are excreted through urine. While exercise has been tried as a countermeasure, it hasn't been entirely successful in preventing bone loss in space. Scientists are still working on developing effective strategies to mitigate this problem for future long-duration space missions. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these fascinating facts, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. See you next time.